Dear friends, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'd like to dive into another machine on the Vulnhub, which is Ragnar Lothbrok. The link will be put in the description section below so that you can download and play on your own. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Now, let's start our hacking way through this machine on the Vulnhub. We can head over to Linux. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target machine. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be net discover. Alright, as you can see over here, the IP address of the target machine could be recognized as 226. So what shall we do next? We need to perform port and surface scanning with a map. To save time of this video, I've already done that before. So now we can get out its result. Let's scroll up a bit. As you can see over here, I took the options like scene scan, the virtual scan, this is default script scan and virtual scan, followed by the -p- to do the full range port scan. The last option of all is ON to output the result into this file. Although the IP address has been changed since I re-imported the target machine into the virtual box. From the map scanning results, we can tell that the target has 1, 2, 3, 4 open ports in total. So let's take a look at them one by one. The first one is 21, which is running FTP surface and also the version information, but we didn't get its version number. And also, the target machine doesn't allow anonymous login. The second port number is 80, which is running HTTP surface, and also the version information, Apache 2. And the third one is 443, which is running SSL. So from the title, we can guess that, the both ports are running the same application, okay? And the last one is 3306, and it's running MySQL service. So what can we do next? Because in this case, FTP, we cannot do very much with FTP service. So now I'd like to check whether the MySQL service is vulnerable to weak credentials vulnerability. Okay, so let's MySQL, and we can supply the password root, but we cannot connect to the local server. And so what are we going to do next? We need to enumerate the web application both manually and automatically. Let's fire up the browser to perform manual enumeration first. And we can put the IP address of the target machine into the address bar of the browser. Press enter. This is the XAMPP, Apache plus Melo or MySQL, PHP, and PO. This is the default page, but we need to check its source code in case source code contains something important. Scroll down to the bottom. We cannot find anything useful. Next, we can check whether this side has robots file. Okay, not found. Next, let me bring up the terminal window to conduct automatic enumeration. For example, Nikto. Press enter, and to see what we can get from the Nikto. Webalizer. We can have a look at this directory. But this directory is empty at this point. But found WordPress directory. Great. So now we can put WordPress in the end. And indeed, this directory is running another application. And also, we know that this application is WordPress. Okay, so now, but this site or this application is not loaded completely or properly. Maybe we need to add or append the host name to the host file. Okay, let me copy and put over here. So how can we do next? We can copy this host name or domain name and echo, and I'd like to grab the command from the history. Okay, let's press enter. And now we can refresh this application. Now the site can be rendered properly. Great. So next, and I think a very important point is that before we try to make specific enumeration with this WordPress, we need to complete the the enumeration first. For example, I'd like to I can grab the Gobuster command and change the IP address of the target machine to 226. So dashboard, we have already found applications, but we find this one secret. So this, I think, should be very important discovery. Secret. It looks like this is some sort of word list. So again, I'd like to stress that we should follow some kinds of methodology when we perform pen testing. Okay, let me go back to the terminal window, and I'm not going to wait because we cannot find anything else from the Gobuster. So now I'd like to grab this word list or download this word list. It's done, and we can cut out this word list secret. Okay, and also we can check how many lines or words in this directory. Not very big. Okay, so next, what can we do next? I think now it's time to perform specific WordPress enumeration. And let me grab this command. We only need to change the IP address of the target's URL. Sorry, not this one. First of all, we need to make general enumeration with E option and P. So now, no plugins found, and find this user. Fantastic. Next, we can try to crack this username's password. We can use uppercase U to specify the username. And normally we will use locule word list, but in this case, I'd like to use downloaded word list from the target machine. If this doesn't work, we can switch to normal word list of locule. Okay, let's press enter to see whether we can crack password for this user. If we can, then we can log in to the administrator's panel of WordPress. And then, we need to upload our web shell to the target machine. All right. As you can see over here, the valid combinations have been found. And we can copy this password and paste onto my notebook. Okay, so now here we go. Now we can log into the administrators panel of WordPress. Press enter, and we can copy username and password from notebook. Remind me later. So now we are in this administrators panel. So from the left columns information, we know we are administrators of this WordPress and only one user. And so what are we going to do next? We need to upload web shell to the target. So how to do? There will be different approaches, and I'd like to take the easiest one. And we can go to sim editor and locate 404 template file. Good, okay? So now we can remove this original word or any code in this template file. So what we shall put in this file, we can put our PHP reverse shell file. We can copy the entire code of this file. You can get it from many sources. For example, like Pentest Monkey website, we can copy and put over here. And we need to confirm the IP address has been changed. Okay? Oh, I think it's not. In my case, the IP address of Kali Linux is 103. So now, and the port number is 555. Now we can update a file. Next, we can set up listener on the Kali Linux, waiting for collection from the target machine. Next, we need to access this 404 file. And I'd like to show you how to know its location. We can go to the home page of WordPress. WordPress, press enter, and we can search WordPress content. Okay, now we can copy this address until the name of the theme. Okay, we can copy and paste over here. In the end, we can append file name PHP 404 PHP. We can copy and paste into the address bar of the browser. Hit enter. So from on the top, we can tell we are successful. Great. Now we have already got a very big step forward. And next we can spawn an interactive shell by Python. Python 2 is not available. Python 3 is there. And now we can import pty module spawn. And okay. And also I'd like to define the environment variable term. Then we can clear screen whenever to get a bigger space on the window. Okay. Now we can go to home directory, just one normal user. So maybe we can, because this target machine doesn't have SSH service running, and because the Linux user is using the same name as the WordPress. So next we can check whether we can use the same password to make lateral movement or switch to this user. And we can copy the password from notebook. However, it's not working. And next we can try to navigate into this directory, but we got error, permission denied. And next we can run sudo, but of course we do not have a password for this user. This is the not normal user, daemon user. So now we can try to navigate to opt directory. Oh, we find this shell script. We can cut out this file. Su, just 2 characters, and we cannot. So we can write. Maybe if there some kind of cron job is using this shell script, then we can utilize this script to elevate privilege, right? So let's select cron tab. Oh, sorry, cron tab. Oh, sorry. I need to connect again. Okay, so the Python 3, sorry about this. BTY. So now we can go to opt directory and go inside another subdirectory, php myadmin. So htdocs, we can go inside this directory and go to WordPress. We can cut out the configuration file. And usually this configuration file contains database collections credential. Yeah, Joomla, maybe we can copy and paste over here. Next, we can try to connect to database. We got error. Interesting. Okay, it doesn't matter. So now, how can we do next? Maybe we need to upload Nimpier's shell script to the target machine. Okay, and to do that, we need to set up a web server on the Kali Linux by Python 3 to be more specific. Then we can use wget to upload Nimpier's, and we need to make it executable, and we can run it to see what we can get by this script. We need to find some vectors, or one or some vectors which can allow us to make lateral movement or privilege escalation. Possibly this will take a bit of while. A lot of output by this script. We usually need to use this script to perform enumeration. It's done. Let's scroll up to see what we can get. Binaries with capabilities. SUID bit. (3306). So far, so bad. Yeah, current job. So we need to know whether some users are running that script. Hi, friend. Do you remember? Unfortunately, we cannot find such cron job. Processes information. Some local exploits, but I'm going to take local exploit to elevate privilege in this video. Okay, so what can we do next? This is maybe we often miss. Just now we have already found the username, right? Ragnar. So next we can try to, of course we cannot crack the password for SSH service, right? But as we knew from the map scanning, the target is running FTP service. So next, I think we can utilize Hydra to check whether this the user's password can be cracked. And I'd like to use a secret. This is the word list we downloaded earlier. And FTP. Okay, press enter. I'm going to pause the recording. All right, as you see here, Hydra has already retrieved or cracked the password for this user. Now, of course, we can, log into the target via FTP. But before we do that, maybe we can check whether, this user is reused in the system. We can copy and we can try to switch to user Ragnar. Paste over here. It does work. Fantastic. Now we can get, we do not need to grab the user flag. So what can we do next? We can try to run sudo. And also we can run find. I tried to find all files with hash SUID bit. Press enter. So what's this? I never encountered before. But also I can notice this file secret, and the size not very big. So now we can get out this file. But we got this thing. Are you okay? Bash RC is a better guy. Do you know Bash RC is some kind of a file which contains configuration when the shell is launched. Okay, maybe we can use Google. The bash RC. So this file is configuration file for the bash shell. The file consists of commands, functions, alias. So maybe we can check the file. Indeed, this is a Saki text file. But why I get this error? Can we use another command? Bad usage. We cannot use more. How about less? Missing file name. So we can type the cat. Oh, I think the issue is caused by this one. In this case, cat is not a command. This is a function. And when we, here check the, or have if statement, if equals secret, and then we'll print out such a message. So maybe we can bypass this very easily. We can use cat, for example, like secret. As you can see now, we can get the content back as before, as usual, because here this if statement will not be true. Okay, so apparently we have got the encrypted password for the root user. We can copy and we can save this line to hashes, and then we can use John the Ripper word list, because I've already conduct such cracking before. So we can use the show option to display cached password. Okay, so this one we can copy and we can switch to root user, and great. Now we have already become root user. And so do we need to get, this is the final flag. Okay, congratulations. Have a nice day. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you next. Have a good day, please.